Welcome back to my channel Coins Capital. Today, we're diving into a piece of US coin history, the 1971 Lincoln Center. It may just be a penny in your pocket, but this coin has some fascinating details that might make it worth more than you think. In this video, we'll cover the history, design, value, and some recent auction results. Could your 1971 penny be worth hundreds, or even more? Let's find out. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. In 1971, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been in circulation for over a decade. The reverse design by Frank Gasparro replaced the earlier wheat ears reverse in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The coin's obverse remains the same, showcasing Lincoln's bust, while the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a fitting tribute to one of America's most iconic figures. Let's take a closer look at the 1971 Lincoln Center. On the obverse, we have Abraham Lincoln facing right. Surrounding him are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1971 on the right. Some of the 1971 pennies also bear the D Mint mark, representing the Denver Mint, while others were minted in Philadelphia and have no mint mark. Flipping to the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial in all its grandeur. If you look closely, you can even spot Lincoln's statue seated inside the memorial, an impressive detail that many people overlook. Above the memorial is the inscription "United States of America," and at the bottom, the denomination 1 cent. Between the two, we find "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one. In 1971, the U.S. Mint produced 5.5 billion Lincoln cents across its various facilities, making this one of the more common coins of its era. The Philadelphia Mint, which does not place a mint mark on its coins, produced over 1.9 billion Lincoln cents. The Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark, struck 2.9 billion coins. Finally, the San Francisco Mint produced 525 million pennies, primarily for circulation. With such high mintage numbers, most 1971 pennies that you'll come across in circulation are not particularly rare. But, as with any coin, there are a few factors that can make your 1971 penny worth much more than 1 cent. Let's break down what can make a 1971 Lincoln Center valuable. Here are the key factors collectors look for. The most important factor for any coin is its condition. The better the state, the higher the value. Coins graded as mint state MS65 or higher are much more valuable than those that have seen years of wear. Red versus brown color. Lincoln cents can come in various colors based on how they've aged. Collectors prize coins with a bright red RD luster, as opposed to coins that have turned brown or developed spots over time. Some 1971 pennies have errors such as doubled dies off-center strikes, or die cracks, which can make them highly valuable. Now, here's where things get interesting: error coins. Some 1971 pennies have doubled die obverse, where the inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. These errors can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's condition. Another rare error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is visibly shifted. These error pennies are fascinating and can also be worth hundreds depending on how much of the design is missing and how well preserved the coin is. Let's talk about the value of a 1971 Lincoln Center today. In circulated condition, these coins are usually only worth face value. However, if you have a mint state example, things get more interesting. A 1971 Lincoln cent graded MS65 red can fetch around 10 to 15 US dollars. A higher grade example, like MS67 red, has been known to sell for 400 to 500 US dollars at auction. In MS68 red, a pristine 1971 Lincoln Center has sold for over 1,800 US dollars in recent auctions. That's an impressive sum for a coin that started as a simple penny in circulation. So, how can you find a valuable 1971 penny? It's always worth checking your pocket change for any older pennies. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other noticeable errors. Check the condition. Coins with sharp details and minimal wear will always be worth more. To preserve your 1971 pennies in the best condition possible, here are a few tips. Handle with care, always hold coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints. Store properly, keep your coins in airtight holders or coin flips to protect them from air, dust, and moisture. Avoid cleaning. Cleaning can actually damage a coin's surface and reduce its value. Leave them as they are. And there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1971 Lincoln Center. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's always exciting to find a hidden treasure in your pocket change. Remember, while most 1971 pennies are common, finding one in pristine condition or with an error could turn your penny into a valuable collector's item. Now we're taking a deep dive into the 1971 Lincoln cent, a coin that many people overlook but one that has its own fascinating history and potential value. Could the penny in your pocket be worth more than 1 cent? Stick around to find out as we explore the history, design, mintage, and potential value of this intriguing coin. We'll also talk about some notable auction results and what collectors look for. Let's get started. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American coinage since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Fast forward to 1959, the reverse of the Lincoln cent was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, replaced the wheat ears design that had been in use for 50 years. The 1971 Lincoln cent is a continuation of this long-standing design tradition, and while it might seem common, there are aspects of this coin that make it special. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1971 Lincoln cent. On the obverse, we have a right-facing profile of President Lincoln. Above his head is the phrase "In God We Trust," a staple of U.S. coinage. To the left, you'll see Liberty, and to the right, the year 1971. Below the date, we find the small but important D Mint mark, indicating that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, we have the Lincoln Memorial, which has been featured on the back of the penny since 1959. Look closely, and you'll notice that Lincoln's statue is visible inside the memorial, a small but fascinating detail. Surrounding the image are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" at the top, and 1 cent at the bottom. In 1971, the Denver Mint was hard at work producing billions of coins for circulation. That year, they minted a staggering 2.9 billion Lincoln cents. This high mintage makes the 1971 a relatively common coin in terms of numbers, but as with all coins, certain factors such as condition, errors, and special variants can significantly affect its value. While most 1971 pennies are only worth face value in circulated condition, there are key factors that can make them much more valuable. Let's go over what collectors are looking for. The condition of a coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins graded as mint state MS are far more desirable than those that are heavily worn. Lincoln cents come in different color designations: red RD, red brown RB, and brown BN. Red pennies are the most valuable because they have retained their original copper luster. As with many coins, error pennies from 1971D can fetch much higher prices than regular coins. Errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks can make a common penny into a rare collector's item. In rare cases, the inscriptions on the obverse, like Liberty or In God We Trust, may appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. These doubled dies are highly sought after by collectors and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error. Another error that can make a 1971D penny valuable is an off-center strike, where the design is noticeably shifted. These coins can be worth much more than face value. As I mentioned earlier, the 1971D Lincoln cent had a total mintage of 2.9 billion coins, making it one of the more common pennies from that era. Most of these coins were released into general circulation and have since accumulated years of wear and tear. Finding one in mint state is much rarer and far more valuable to collectors. So, what's the actual value of a 1971D Lincoln cent today in circulated condition? Most of these pennies are only worth their face value of 1 cent. However, in mint state MS condition, their value can increase significantly. A 1971D Lincoln cent graded MS65 red can fetch around $10 to $20. Coins graded MS66 red are even more valuable, often selling for $50 to $75. A high-grade example such as MS67 red, has sold for over $1,000 at auction. In top condition, a 1971D Lincoln cent graded MS67 plus red has fetched over $3,000 at auction. These coins are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. If you have one in uncirculated condition, it might be worth getting it graded to see how much it's truly worth. So, how can you find a valuable 1971D Lincoln cent in your collection? Here are some tips. You never know when you might come across a 1971D penny that's in better condition than average. Take a closer look at your 1971D pennies for doubling, die cracks, or off-center strikes. Coins with sharp details, no scratches, and bright red luster are always more valuable. If you find one in great shape, consider getting it professionally graded. So, could the 1971D Lincoln cent in your pocket be a hidden gem? While most of these pennies are common and only worth face value, there are exceptions. High-grade coins, error coins, and those in mint state condition can fetch impressive sums at auction. Whether you're a casual collector or a dedicated numismatist, it's worth keeping an eye out for these potentially valuable coins. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1971D Lincoln cent, be sure to like this video, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button for more videos on valuable coins. See you next time.